What's up, everyone? Baba Ganoush, back again on Forza Motorsports 5, bringing you an online gameplay commentary. And today I want to talk about racing in R-Class with the Mclaren P1. If you haven't tried racing with the Mclaren, it's on the cover of the game, and really that's the main reason why I decided to actually buy the car and actually try to stretch out and start racing it. And I'm so glad I did. If you watch my other Forza videos, I just started playing Forza whenever the Xbox One came out, like a couple months ago back in November. I just started playing Forza. Like, I'm a new Forza guy. Now I fucking love Forza. I think it's amazing. It's just a fun game. It's just really fun. And usually what I was doing was, since the game launched, I've just been racing in C and D class. Sometimes I'll stretch out into B, but I never even go up like into these higher classes. And then it's because of two reasons. One, because there's a lot of dicks in this game that try to wreck people. So I have a theory that, one, if there's a lot of dicks in the fucking lower classes, I can only imagine the fucking dicks that are up in these higher classes that have all this horsepower to just fucking wreck people. And two, controlling these cars is a real fucking challenge. Like, it's a challenge to control these cars and actually get like a grasp of how to control them and handle them, like around these corners. And just a side note, just a few turns ago, you saw me bump a guy off the road. That was an accident, and I am not an asshole in this game. Like, I don't wreck people, but I did apologize to him, and I told him, I was sorry. And look how quick I just passed a guy. That's good driving. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm kind of good at this game now. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Since the game launched, I've been playing this game a lot. For the first month that I had it, I didn't really play it online like all that much. Simply because one of my first few experiences on this game online was I went go race, and I just got into a lobby with a bunch of people who was just trying to wreck people and just be assholes, and I was like, so this is what I got to look forward to in this game online? I'm not interested. But then after, like the second month, I started really giving it like a good solid try, like online, and I'm so glad I did. This game online is really fun when you can find lobbies full of people who are trying to race, who are trying to have a good time and not try to be dicks and wreck people. Those are good lobbies, and it's just a lot of fun. But anyways, what I've been doing for the past couple of days is I've been racing in the R class, and if you're unfamiliar with it, it's pretty much a bunch of supercars, kinda. It's actual fucking race cars, and what I've been racing in is the Mclaren P1, and that's the car that you see me here driving right now. This car is fucking phenomenal. If you didn't know, it's on the cover of the game, and it's why I started trying to race it, because I actually want to give it a shot. And going from racing in C and D class over to R class, it's a whole different ball game. You see me just went to the fucking grass. I didn't time that good on my brakes. That still happens. But what's cool is, alright, so if you've played Call of Duty or Battlefield, and I know you're wondering, why is he talking about Battlefield with Forza? Whenever you play Call of Duty and Battlefield for a good while, and you're using your favorite guns after a while, you have an understanding of, how many bullets it should take to kill someone with a certain gun. Well, those same concepts kind of come into play on Forza. Like, after driving some of my favorite cars in the game after a while, I have a good knowledge on, like when I should be shifting, or how fast I should be going on this turn, or, just how fast to drive on this turn, or things like that. Like, I have an understanding of how to handle certain cars, pretty much on these tracks now. And from having that knowledge in C and D class, once I went up into R class, that knowledge kind of went out the window just a little bit, but the same aspects kind of carry over. Like, I know that if I'm like rounding a certain corner with a car in C class, I have to kind of put that same aspect into the car with the R class cars. It's just going to be like a different pace with it. So now that I've been racing with the Mclaren P1 for the past couple of days, now I have a good knowledge of like how fast I should be going, and when to shift down and when to shift up. I have a knowledge of that now, and once you kind of get that whole barrier down and you kind of break down that barrier of how to control these supercars, racing in this class is a lot of fun. So if like if you're one of those guys who typically just sets in the C and D class like I've been doing for the past couple of months, I urge you to go stretch out and branch out, try to race in the upper classes. And I'm talking about R class because I try the whole A class and stuff. I don't really like those classes too much, but R class is a fun ass class to race in. And I remember before this game launched, there was a trailer for the game that came out. Like it was a launch trailer of a race going on with like cars like this, like with the McLaren and stuff. And like in the race, they showed cars like in a wreck, like fucking flipping over each other and shit, and just brutal wrecks like that. And so far, since I've been racing in C and D classes, I typically never see wrecks like that. When you race in R class and like you see two guys wreck, these wrecks are fucking brutal. Like I see cars flipping, like doing fucking turns, like flipping over each other. I mean, just the other day I was racing in this class, and like I was in 4th place. The guy in 2nd and 3rd wrecked into the guy in 1st, and his car flipped over my car, and like I raced or drove like right underneath the fucking wreck, and his car flipped over my fucking windshield. Those are the kind of races that are fun, and I feel bad for the guys who are wrecking. I feel bad for those guys, but it's a lot of fun. So I guess the whole point of this video is, if you've been racing in these lower classes, stretch out and try the R class. I can promise you it's a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun. So download or buy the McLaren P1. It's an awesome car. I hope you enjoyed the video.